Hey YouTube, how you doing? This is Techxtremist reporting for Tech Life channel and for my own channel, the Techxtremist. Make sure that you sign up for both channels, all right? So there has been this AT&T hack that's been floating around some of the smaller websites, and now some of the bigger media outlets are picking it up. It is important to point out that this has not been confirmed by AT&T. Personally, I see no reason why AT&T would want to deny something like this, because the penalties would only get worse and it would surely get found out eventually. This is not something that simply goes away. If AT&T is simply denying it for no good reason, or to save face, it's a big mistake, because it's going to get worse for them with time, and the PR would be even worse than if they just came out like T-Mobile did and acknowledged the issue right away. All right, so that with all that being said, let's go ahead and check out this article here from bgr.com. AT&T responds to report that 70 million customer records were breached in massive hack. Again, this is from a hacker saying that they have information. That hacker has put out some of the data that they claim to have hacked from AT&T systems. AT&T is coming back and saying that is not from our system. So we really don't have any verification. The only way to completely verify this would be if a third party came in and said, yes, this did come from AT&T and here's the data. Or AT&T themselves said, yes, this is data from our own system. So you got to keep that in mind as we report this. We have been very hesitant to report this because unlike the T-Mobile breach, this one has not been really confirmed by the alleged victim, in this case, AT&T. So it remains to be seen whether this is true, but it is important to report on this now because it is being picked up by the media or the bigger media outlets. But again, it is very important to stress that AT&T is denying that this is theirs. BGR is saying that, hey, this is a strange denial. Maybe so, but it's not confirmation, and that's the whole point, right? So AT&T reaction to the purported attack, or hack. Shiny Hunters is asking for $1 million for the entire database, but told the site that it's willing to reach a deal with AT&T. The attacker indicated he has done this sort of deal before. By the way, if AT&T is afraid and wants their database taken off the market, they can contact me for an agreement. It has been done recently, and both sides were satisfied. That's what they're saying. AT&T provided Restore Privacy a comment on the situation that seems to indicate the report is inaccurate. So this is the major thing, and this is the reason why I've been personally hesitant to report this. Based on our investigation today, the information that appeared in an internet chat room does not appear to have come from our systems, right? Very important. This hacker is asking for quite a bit of money. If this turns out to be true, this is going to be terrible news for AT&T, just as bad, if not even worse, than the T-Mobile hack, because they're denying it. All right, they are coming out and denying it. However, again, it just there's no logic. It makes no logical sense why you would go and deny something like this if it happened. It would just make absolutely no sense. It would be asinine to do such a thing, considering that it will come out, and you better believe that there will be investigations from the government, and if there's any evidence that it did happen, or if the hacker releases evidence that shows that, yeah, this really happened, that's legitimate enough for the government to consider to be credible. And at that point, there would be an investigation, and this would just simply escalate really badly, PR-wise, fines, the whole 9 yards for AT&T. So it just doesn't make sense. And that's the reason why most of the websites that are reporting this seem relatively skeptical. I'm skeptical, but it doesn't mean it can't be true. But again, it is important to state those facts, because I don't want to just do this article here for clickbait and it turns out not to be true. At the moment, we don't know for sure. So if I was you, just do the basics, on your AT&T account, change the PIN, two-factor authentication, simple steps, change your password, change your PIN to make sure that you are not on this database and your account gets hacked. But anyway, I really appreciate y'all watching. Hit like, subscribe, comment. Make sure you hit that ring notification bell. You all have a good one.